Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Let's Crack UPSC. Hope all of your preparation going well and you have followed the other videos, especially the Indian polity and the history class which I have taken. All the important portions you are following. Do revise it, re-revise it, because the more revision that you will do, the better it will be for your especially the performance in the prelim examination. You have to continuously revise whatever you have studied. Make it a point that within 2 to 3 days revise whatever you studied the 2 to 3 days back, and you supposed to be making a weekly revision day also. In that day you supposed to be revising all the things that you studied in the week, because that is going to be helpful. The more revision that you will do, the better it will be imprinted on your head, and you can perform better in the prelim examination as well as in the main examination. So in today's lecture we will be doing about this important section, that is important section for economics part. Economics, they are asking somewhere around 10 to 12 questions, and you do not have to be a total economist in order to solve this question. They are asking some simple common sense based questions which are there available even in you can say national level magazine, monthly magazine, or even normal GK purpose also you can solve it. So these are very important. You have to do this much in order to scoring high in economics part. So let's start today's discussion. See, for OS prelims economics, this is very important. That is 5-year plan. All the 5-year plan, all the 12 5-year plans, you supposed to be knowing thoroughly when it was started, who was the member, who was the principal model. Especially there are Harald-Domar model, then Mahalanobis plan, there were even rolling plan. This kind of a thing you supposed to be knowing. The 5-year plan started from which year, which 5-year plan started from which year and ended in which year. So these are the things you supposed to be knowing. What was the objective, and if there is some important happening during that 5-year plan, just like Green Revolution, let me know in the comment box when, in which 5-year plan the Green Revolution happened. Okay. So 5-year plans are very important. Objective: faster inclusive growth. Faster, more inclusive growth is the, you can say, the objective of which 5-year plan. Let me know in the comment box. Then Planning Commission and Niti Aayog. You know the Planning Commission in the pre-Niti Aayog era, we were holding this Planning Commission type model. In the Planning Commission was giving the perfect you can say grant in aid as per Article 275. As per Article 275 of Indian Constitution, the grant in aids are given to the states, and especially there is something called as you can say the Finance Commission. Finance Commission was recommending what is due to the states, and the tax sharing. Tax sharing is decided by the Finance Commission, but grant in aid is depending upon, you can say, some kind of a grant to some lower kind of a, you can say, development of a few states, and you can say the special category states, this kind of a thing. These are certain you can say criteria which are going to be fulfilled in order to get the aid from the center. And that was previously decided by Planning Commission. And what was the allegation for the Planning Commission? People were saying, especially the parties which are there in the opposition, who are ruling the states, they were saying the Planning Commission decision was not totally justified. They were doing, favoritism towards the particular states in which the central party, the party in power in the center, they are ruling the states, they are favoring those states. So there was unequal distribution of resources, and for that we dismantled the earlier model of, you can say, Planning Commission, which was a top down approach totally, top-down approach, because there were some decisions which were taken in the center, especially in Delhi, and they were totally communicated to the states, and states to the districts, and to the blocks to the ground level. It was just like this particular model. Planning Commission was following this model, but Niti Aayog is following the bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach means because every area is different. Every countries, every states, every districts requirements are different. So there cannot be one size fits all approach, because Planning Commission was fulfilling what? One size fits all, means one decision made at the Delhi, and they has to be equal for Kalahandi district as well as Munger district of Bihar. They were something like this. They were making like this kind of a thing. So this Planning Commission and Niti Aayog, you supposed to be knowing who is its ex officio chairman. Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman. Who is the vice chairman of Planning Commission? Who is the vice chairman of Niti Aayog? Who is the vice chairman of Niti Aayog? Then who is the CEO, current CEO, Amitabh Kant? Okay. So you supposed to be knowing thorough about Niti Aayog. Apart from that, RBI in detail. I have made a video on RBI. You go and watch that RBI. There are, I think, many videos I have made. I have made a video on 5-year plans too. Go and watch that. Then monetary policy. Monetary policy is very important. They definitely going to ask, because RBI is using this monetary policy in order to control the inflation, in order to control the money supply in the market. And if you really want, you have to be knowing this, so that in order to know what are the real functions of Reserve Bank of India. Then CRR, SLR, cash reserve ratio, then statutory liquidity ratio, repo rate, reverse repo rate, bank rate. These are totally important. You need to have a basic conceptual clarity about all of this. I know there are very less questions are being asked from this particular section, but conceptual clarity is absolute must. You cannot do away and become a bureaucrat without having this kind of a conceptual clarity. Conceptual clarity you have to be making. Then census data, about statistics, especially census data is important. Census of 2020, 2011, especially if any population explosion, population growth and explosion, in which particular years the India's population took a high turn. So these are very, very important data. Statistics and data about statistics. Certain statistics you supposed to be knowing. Which particular state is, you can say, leading in so and so production, or you can say that education. These are economic. Generally, these are kind of a economic thing, impact. So you supposed to be knowing this. Then you can say fiscal policy. Fiscal policy means the government, you can say, taxation as well as expenditure. Revenue as well as expenditure. These are, you can say, how the budget is made, then who makes the budget, then Department of Economic Affairs. You supposed to be knowing Department of Economic Affairs of Ministry of Finance is the sole responsibility holder of making budget. Remember it, Department of Economic Affairs. Then SEZ policy. SEZ policy is, they are asking definitely this kind of a question repeatedly. Special economic zone. So you supposed to be knowing special economic zone, when it was made. Then types of investment. There are different types of investment. You can say brownfield investment and greenfield investment. What is brownfield investment? What is greenfield investment? This you supposed to be have conceptual clarity. Then SDI. As I have told you that SDI is very important. Human Development Index, Gender Empowerment Index, very important. Then India standing in all those indexes. You can say World Economic Outlook, there are so many others also. World Economic Outlook, Ease of Doing Business. These are the very important indexes you supposed to be knowing which country is topping the list and what is India's position in that particular index. Then important socio-economic schemes and hydrocarbon vision. All the important socio-economic schemes like Antyodaya Anna Yojana, like the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Yojana, like Udaya scheme, like Ujjwala scheme, all these socio-economic, you can say, schemes by the government of India. These are very important. You are supposed to be knowing the basics about that, all those schemes. Then hydrocarbon vision. What is India's petroleum, that is hydrocarbons vision? How India is willing to, you can say, control India's, you can say, the hydrocarbon that we are releasing to the environment. What are government's initiative in order to, you can say, BS4, BS5, all these, you can say, the pollution control measures. This is also one kind of a, you can say, because of SDG, involvement of SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. So you supposed to be knowing this. Different types of unemployment and government initiative to tackle it. Different type of unemployment. There are different types of unemployment and how unemployment is there, how and government initiative in order to tackle the unemployment. You can say skill development, financial inclusion is there, but unemployment, types of unemployment, what is, you can say, disguised unemployment, what is frictional unemployment, what is seasonal unemployment, all this kind of a thing you supposed to be knowing. Then GDP, GNP, sector specific contribution to GDP, share market, important terms, national income estimation by CSO. National income is estimated by CSO, remember it. GDP, these are you need to have a conceptual clarity about GDP. What is gross domestic product, what is gross national product, sector specific contribution to GDP. What are the sectors, how they are contributing to our growth, especially the growth of the economy. Then share market, important terms, what is over the counter exchange of India. Then you can say SEBI, you need to know about SEBI, you need to know about BSE, that is Bombay Stock Exchange, you need to know about National Stock Exchange, some important terms, what is bull market, what is bear market. These are the things you supposed to be knowing. Then RBI market control mechanism. RBI's market control mechanism is that is this monetary policy, money supply mechanism. How RBI is controlling the banks, bankers to all banks. Then some important laws like Grissom's law, Lorentz curve, and there are many things about this economic, you can say, normal laws. You need to know what is this curve is all about and what it represents. You supposed to be knowing that. Then types of economy. There are different types of economy. You can say mixed economy. India is following mixed economy, where the private sector and public sector is coexisting together. There are something called as capitalist economy. There is something called as, you can say, the communist economy. They are totally command economy. They are controlling. Capitalism and communism, you know, there are two different types of models during India's formation years, and India followed a mixed pattern where capitalism will also grow, and you can say the model of PSUs, that is government owned and government operated companies, will also grow. They will complement each other. We followed the mixed model. Then RBI market, I said. Then types of economy. Then committees, important poverty estimation committees. How poverty is estimated. What is Tendulkar committee? Tendulkar is, by the way, not Sachin Tendulkar. It is Tendulkar. What is C. Rangarajan committee? This how the poverty estimation got into picture and how we estimate the poverty. Then the important committees of RBI, Reserve Bank of India's important committees. What is Narasimham Committee? What is Chagla Committee? There are so many committees. You need to Google it and you have to study it. Then IMF and IBRD. IMF, International Monetary Fund, how it is funded, you need to be knowing. Then IBRD, World Bank, that is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, that is, we call it as World Bank. Then ADB, Asian Development Bank. Let me know in the comment box where is the headquarter of Asian Development Bank. Then AIIB, headquarter of Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Where is headquarter of Investment Bank? Let me know in the comment box. Then NDB, New Development Bank. Where is its headquarter? Again comment box. What is SDR? Special Drawing Right of IMF. How SDR is being distributed and all this. Then WTO. The WTO is World Trade Organization. Where is its headquarter? Let me know in the comment box. Then basic concepts of growth, development, inclusive growth, SDG, FDI. All the basic concepts of growth and development. What is the normal growth and how the normal growth is? Say for example, the real, you can say, the development is when we calculate it, the real development of per capita real GDP. Per capita real GDP when grows, then we can say it is the real development of a particular country. This kind of a concept you supposed to be having clarity. Then inclusive growth. What is inclusive growth? There are certain sections of the society, they are not getting the government's, you can say, schemes, or they are totally devoid of any kind of a benefit due to them, but they are not reaching to the real beneficiaries. Now government is having a responsibility to bring them to the scheme, and this is called inclusive growth. There should be a balance. It is not like some people are totally, as you can see, within last 7 to 8 years, only few people like Ambani, Adani, they are only growing, and the rest of the people are slowly going into poverty. When it happens, it is really bad for a particular country. It shouldn't happen. There should be equal growth. The rich should also grow, and simultaneously the lower sections of the society, they should also move to the next higher section. The poor people should move into middle class. Middle class from the lower section move into middle class higher section. From middle class higher section to the rich class. This kind of a movement should always happen. This will create a balance in the society. Otherwise, there will be disbalance. So, inclusive growth is important. Then FDI, foreign direct investment. How FDI is coming? Which country is India's highest foreign FDI contributor? These are the things. Banking system, gross enrollment system, ratio, then periods of population explosion. That I told you that the population explosion, from which year to which year population explosion happened. I think it is 1951 to 1981. That is the era where India's population grew exponentially. So that is the time when India's population grew exponentially. Then banking system and gross enrollment ratio. As I told you that banking system is important. Then gross enrollment ratio, especially how the students are enrolling in the classes, and especially the outcome of the classes, the kind of a classes they are doing, whether they are able to follow the instruction of the teachers or not. As you know that most of India's government schools, they are being notable about they are not teaching, their quality of teaching is not good. Even a 8th class student is not able to solve a 5th class math problem, or English, they cannot read English, this kind of a thing. This is really a terrible issue for our growth and development. So this is all about economics. I hope you like this video. Then do give me a thumbs up and do share with your friends who are preparing for OS examination. Do prepare it, revise it, re-revise it. It is going to be helpful to you. Thank you very much. Happy learning.